Ah! Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh! Ho ho! What's up, y'all? How we doing? How we doing right now? All right. Well, it's great to be back. Um, Today in our second ever live stream, what we're gonna do is you guys are gonna send me samples to flip and make beats out of. So if you want to send a sample in, please email me at djunderbelly@gmail.com and then we'll make beats out of them. So what we're going to do, I'm going to open up my email right now. And for each of these samples, by the way, please don't send your tracks for me to sample. We'll do the feedback stuff later in the hour. For now, just send me pieces of audio you'd like me to turn into some booty bass, some booty beats. All right, so our first sample today comes from Young Sandwich. Um, and what we're gonna do? Oh, fucking Persona again. All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes to create a beat out of these samples here. So starting, and that's gonna include me listening to the samples. So I'm gonna start a timer right now for 10 minutes on my phone, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. So all right, ready? Oh wait, hold on. Let me just download this real quick. I'm gonna use this janky ass site called anything to mp3.com. So let me just download this shit song over here, and we'll see what we can do. So oh my god, so fuck. Let me just get the YouTube to mp3 converter. Let's do this. So we're gonna try to take your shit songs. We're gonna see what we can do. I mean, no promises here. Let's lower our expectations accordingly. Most likely, these are just gonna be ass beats. Um, once this thing gets going here, maybe we have. Oh, there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and just download this shit song. Holy cock. Probably gonna get like 8 viruses off this shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here we go. Okay. So Persona is number one. After that, we have a cough sample. Oh, this is promising. So let me just download that as well. Um, and then what do we? What else we got? Just Dan. He's got 50 Cent acapella. Let me download that. 50 Cent, Eminem, amazing sample, Looperman. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up. Oh, Persona 5 got canceled. Whoops. All right, well let's just start with the cough. So it's gonna sound like this. That's fucking sick, dude. All right, so let's go ahead and drop the cough. I'm gonna start the timer. We're gonna drop the cough inside of Ableton. All right. There it is. All right, beautiful. So I'm just gonna try and create the beat out of just this sample. All right, that's some fucking amazing shit right there. And let's actually create. What we're gonna do is we're actually going to actually put this in mono. So we're just gonna be hearing one instance of the cough. Okay, that's amazing. Dun, dun. That's fucking amazing. Okay, so this is already Grammy material right here, but we're just gonna take it one step further. Let's go ahead and quantize the shit out of that. Alright. Alright. That's amazing as well. Okay, this is some fucking sick shit right here. I'm about to orgasm. Let's go ahead and create another duplicate of the cough. We're gonna do some hi-hats here. So a fun technique that I like to do is I actually like to take a loop here, and we're actually just gonna make it very, very small. I'll just take a loop. Oh, yeah, baby. Alright. Oh, yes! Okay, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with this beat. Totally respectable piece of music right here that we're making. We're really adding to the cultural repository. Alright. That's fucking sick right there. Let's add some shit drums. I'm just gonna group all these together, and we're gonna add, before we're doing anything else, a nice warm sidechain. If you're not using sidechain in your productions, you're officially a cuck. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the input from the drum rack so that when the drum rack hits, when we're hearing a kick, these tracks over here will automatically duck out of the way. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's find our kick. I like to use J-Rob kicks. He's a great producer. Highly recommend you check out J-Rob's stuff. And let's go ahead and add, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so I'm just gonna draw these in. And I'm just gonna duplicate the loop. Okay, we're just gonna do the double time. Alright. Ah, it's fucking amazing right there. Ooh, I kind of like having the snares early like that. Ooh, that's fucking sick. Alright, so now let's add some trap hats, because what the fuck else are we gonna do? Alright. So let's do a little something like that. Alright. Ooh, that's pretty bad. We don't want that. And so notice that I'm actually drawing all these and I'm not actually playing any of this out. Playing's for losers, okay? So if you ever are worried, hey Underbelly, I have no musical talent, how am I supposed to make beats? Well, it's very simple. You don't have to have any musical talent. I mean, look at this. So let's go ahead and actually, we're going to switch up the grid size. We're going to make the grid very narrow. And the reason why we're doing that is because I want to have some trap hats in there. Ooh. Wow. Okay, so this is the beat of the century, clearly. So now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna add an 808. Alright. And notice how I'm messing with the decay and release time. So the reason why I chose to mess with the decay is because I want to have as much control over the shape of this 808 as possible. And the nice thing about the decay is I can actually control how long the 808 trails out for. So this is really quick. And then as I increase the decay, allows me to trail out much farther. So here we go. Okay, that's fucking amazing right there. Alright, that's fucking amazing. Wow, so amazingly placed 808s. Okay, so let's just make sure that the 808s are lining up with my kicks here. Oh, holy cock. Holy cock. Oh, wow. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Wow. Okay, so absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is a totally valid piece of art we're creating here. Let's go ahead and sidechain the 808s. And now I really want to extract as much musical power from this cough as possible. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to take this cough right here, and we're actually going to add a frequency shifter. Wow. That's really respectable artistically. So I really feel good about myself making this beat here. You know, maybe this is what the kids want. Oh my god. Wow. Let's mute some of the... Wow. Okay, so maybe having that snare early was a little weird. A little too forward thinking for this type of music. So maybe let's try this real quick. See if that sounds better. Ooh, that could be better. Better is kind of a generous term here. Wow. Alright. Okay, so where could we take this, guys? You know, how could we possibly make this better? Let's try seeing what else we could do here with the... Whoa. Here, maybe let's see. So here's what I'm gonna try to do. We're actually gonna delete whatever I just tried to do there. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna drop the frequency shifter on this as well. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put on the simple delay. Make this sound as gross and disgusting as possible. Wow, amazing. Let's try to make it a little quicker. Okay. Wow, you know, we're really going hard in the club, as the young people say. Oh, that's my time. Well, we somehow made it through the first beat. Alright, what's next? Okay, so we got the cough beat out of the way. Whoever sent that. Midnight Mix, you're welcome. I'm here for you, babe. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's open up another sample here. Flume used this sample in V. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna download this, and I'm gonna go ahead and you know, as much artistic value that had, I'm actually not going to save it. We're just gonna forget that even happened. So now let's go ahead. I'm gonna start the timer one more time. Boop. Okay, let's go ahead and drop Messy Groove SP O2 WAV. Okay, so this is just kind of a beat here. Alright, let's try something with that. So let me just go ahead and drop my Rhodes on here. Where do we have those? The key for Rhodes. And I'm just going to turn on my piano keyboard right here. I'm going to plug in my keyboard so I actually play some chords for you guys. How does that sound? So right now there's a lot of latency, so I'm going to try, if you ever have issues with latency in Ableton, try changing your buffer size. That should make it a little bit better. Okay, so we're hearing some clipping stuff. I'm going to go ahead and turn off some of these audio effects. Maybe that will assist us with the latency issue. Okay, so that's not terrible. Let's go ahead and change it to 512. Alright, so that's not terrible. Let's go ahead and add some bass here. I'm going to use the same bass that I go to for all my live looping stuff. And we're actually going to arm both of these tracks so I can play them at the same time. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a pitch MIDI effect to lower the range of the bass. And what this does allows me to trigger the bass at a lower octave, but in the upper octaves the bass will not be played. So let's just go ahead and give that a whip whack. Alright, so that's totally fine. Alright. So let's go ahead and take that audio. So let's go ahead and just loop these bars here, right here. Let's go ahead and change the latency. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. I'm just gonna create a duplicate of this track to play all that high-end bullshit. Let's go ahead and just arm that track. let's see what else we got here. All right. Oh, that's going to be an issue. So when you have a sample that is actually not long enough to actually play out for the full phrase, you notice that this starts looping before we want it to. What we're going to actually do is we're going to do a similar thing we did with the cough earlier. We're just going to take a selection here and we're just going to loop the end so that it'll play out for as long as possible. If we want a little smoother, we could always just increase the fade value. Get it nice and tight. And of course, sidechain. Oh, baby. We in the club. Alright. Maybe we could do some shit with this. No. That was the wrong move. Wrong. Alright, what else we got? Maybe this shit? Who knows what this sounds like? Actually, that's not bad. Let's actually make the release a little bit faster, and I'm just going to put this in mono by slapping utility on here and taking the left channel. That's not bad. I'm just going to put that in there. Cuck. Oh, fuck that up. Alright, so let's just loop that second half. It was less good. Ooh, let's take out that one. Oop, fucked up there. Ooh, I kind of like that. Let's just loop that. And of course, you know the drill. We gotta sidechain the fuck out of this shit. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put a grain delay on one of these returns here. I'm gonna put the pitch up to +12, and then we're gonna start sending. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Does that work? Alright. Ooh, trippy. What the fuck? Let's make that a little subtler. And now it's fun. Let's add a little beat repeat. Ah, shit! The time's up, party people. Okay, so, that was significantly better. I'm quite pleased with myself. Whoever sent that, Just Dan, thank you so much. Looks like Flume had the right idea, you know what I mean? Alright, so let me just go ahead and save that. And I'm going to call it Just For You, Dan. Just For You, Dan. And let's go ahead and let's see what else we got here. Roast me. We're not quite at the roasting stage yet. Sample Natasha Juno. Let's see what we got here. Reversed high vocal sample. It's got some promise. I'm gonna go ahead and restart the timer. Here we are. Okay, so let's do one more of these, and then I think we'll move on to the roasting part of today's program. I can't speak, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to what we have here. Okay, all right. So we'll make it work. Okay, let's put like a fuck ton of reverb on here. And then let's just put like a fuck ton of ping pong delay here. And then for here, I'm kind of feeling like a footwork beat, so I'm going to make the BPM really, really fast. Alright. And then I'm going to put my favorite plugin, the Camel Crusher. Oh, baby. Okay, that's a bit much. Let's actually turn that down a little bit. And let's turn up the dry wet on the ping pong delay. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to add this sample that I use a lot. It's called People. Sounds a little bit like this. Alright, let's get that down there. Alright, we're not quite on the beat, so I'm going to adjust the warping here by just clicking and dragging on each of these little protrusions here and making sure that they're lining up with the grid. Oh, baby. Alright, so I'm going to take the shakers there, and I'm just going to loop that. Whoa, baby. Maybe we're just going to do this. Mono it. Let's turn this down a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a good, maybe that, maybe also that for a snare. Let's just fuck it. Let's just do the J-Rob thing again. All right. So let's duplicate. Alright. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can do something with this pattern right here. Well, that's not working. I'm just gonna do the same chord. actually filter down on this. What is the second chord I'm looking for? I'm not gonna fucking find it. Alright, maybe some bass here. Not really feeling that. Let's go ahead and try for the 808. Yeah, boy. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Maybe let's do something more with the sample here. Oh boy, got some machine drum vibes going up in here. Maybe let's add a little bit of redux, bruh. I don't really need that. Let's see what else. Let's try the harp one more time. Let's try that. Nope. And now for the grand finale party, people. Oh, baby. Yeah, oh, or... No. Yeah, alright. Beat repeating up the wazoo, motherfuckers. Yeah. Alright. We do a little filter action. Let's see what else we can do. Ah, shit! I'm out of time, party people. Well, that was a wonderful exercise. Thank you for bearing with me. Natasha, if that's how you pronounce your name, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Thank you very much for sending that sample. I had a lot of fun with that. So we're about halfway through the live stream. Thank you guys for holding on for so long. So now what we're gonna do, is we're just gonna do some track feedback. So if you guys want to actually send some tracks over, I'm happy to do some feedback right now. Same email, djunderbelly@gmail.com. So what we're gonna do is we're going to roast Matthew Baker. This track is called Renaissance 1. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Matthew, brace yourself. Oh shit. All right, party people, apologies for the audio mix-up. I'm an idiot, but, and I'm sorry to Matthew for everyone not being able to hear half of your track. But thankfully we got it fixed. Thank you, Uncle Joe, for making that possible. So Matthew, very interesting. I really dig the instrumentation here. It's got that 80s new wave sound, and I fuck with that heavy. Um, some of your bass lines are not lining up harmonically with your pads, which sound your pads sound a little bit high, loud in the mix. So I would recommend you turn that down and really make sure and examine that the bass line is doing harmonically the same thing that your chords are doing, because sometimes it sounded a little discordant and out of key. So we'll definitely examine that and work on that. Another thing is making sure that there are no redundancies in your arrangement. So for example, don't play the same exact section or pattern more than once. If you do return to a section as you did kind of towards the end of the track, maybe add some extra percussion, or some sort of new element to kind of bring it into a new context, so that rather than us listening to the exact same thing again. But other than that solid new wave feel, I dig the instrumentation on this one. Good work, Matt. Let's move on. So what we got here, I'm going to close my eyes this time. I was being unfair for actually visually picking out, I could, my inner biases could be, peeking out here. So what I'm going to do, I'm closing my eyes and I'm randomly going to pick one here. What do we got? Franco Randazzi. Oh, this is a student right here. All right. All right, man. It's been a while. Let's go ahead and hear what kind of progress this guy has made since our lessons together. So let's go ahead and I'll listen. All right. Holy shit, that is loud as fuck. Yo, Franco, that was fucking sick, man. You made a lot of progress. So I really love how you incorporated that halftime section in the middle there. That was a really awesome switch up. And in terms of the instrumentation, the mixing, it all sounds very clean, very, very loud. Um, maybe the only criticism, and I'm not even sure if this is one, is maybe try and let some of a couple of people in the comments were saying letting some of the transients um, kind of punch through a little bit more by maybe limiting a little bit less on your master. But at the same time, I mean, everything in this genre sounds fucking way too loud anyways, so I don't think it's a huge issue. Other than that, great work, Franco. You really made a lot of progress. And if you guys would like to make as much progress as this guy, don't hesitate to sign up for some private lessons with your boy. Okay. All right. So let's move on here. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna open up another track to critique and apologize for the latency in the chat, guys. You guys are at least 30 or 40 seconds behind me. So yeah, sorry about that. My internet sucks. Uncle Joe's downloading way too much porn right now. So okay, I picked something. Ryan Nui, Unraveling by Fog. Fog. Fog, where you at? All right, so let's take a listen, shall we? Lo-fi hip hop. Ooh, love this cover. Let's turn the shit up. Fog, all right, solid lo-fi affair. Really dug the sample that you used. The kind of a whole aesthetic is, I'm a big lo-fi fan, as well as the little clicking kind of cowbell percussion, almost the woodblock percussion kind of in the high register. That was dope as well. One thing I noticed was maybe you could try varying up the velocity of your drum hits, specifically your kick. It's hitting at the exact same volume, it sounded like, every single time. So I think that varying that velocity up and down could add another level of dynamicism to your beat. The other thing I noticed was that the beat kind of was a little bit discordant sometimes. You switched it up a lot, and I fuck with that heavy. But maybe let it out. Just play a regular drum beat for a little bit longer. It just sounded a little bit too all over the place in the rhythm there. That's just a personal preference though. And as always with a bunch of these lo-fi kids, I challenge you to maybe try and create, once you've gotten the lo-fi beat and aesthetic down, which it sounds like you do, I would challenge you to create something that's a little bit longer of arrangement. So more than just like a 1-minute loop, challenging yourself to have multiple sections, maybe multiple samples that you could string together, but it is up to you. Otherwise, very solid lo-fi hip-hop beat. All right, let's move on. So, closing my eyes once again, scrolling up and down, scrolling up and down, scrolling up and down, and who do you have here? James, Zombie Dave. All right, let's go ahead and party with James. I wish my name was James, but it's not. That's just life for you. All right, so let's go ahead and hear the poem by James. Okay, here we go. There we are.
I brought them wisdom from above, worship and liberty and love.
James, my man, dude, that atmosphere on that track was super dope. I love all the noise, the subtle vocal samples, the little clicking and clanking like you're in an empty factory floor waiting to get executed. I really love that. And the mixing, all of that was pretty on point. One thing I noticed was maybe you could try experimenting with maybe just cutting just a tad some of the super sub frequencies out of your kick just to make sure that it's not interfering with the bass too much. Just sounded a little bit too thuddy at times. And then another thing I challenge you to do is to maybe switch up the kick snare pattern just slightly, so it's not exactly the same throughout the whole track. Um, but other than that, I like the fact that you keep it minimal. So excellent work. All right, so let's move on. I think we have time for just like one or two more, and I'm gonna devote like the last 5 minutes or so to just questions. Ask me anything, brothers. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pick random one. What do we got here? Uh, is that okay? Spasmodillo. Uh, yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. It's some sort of Spanish type shit. Um, yeah. I'm not from Europe. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and play the track so I sound a little less ignorant.
Țin la tine, știi că ții la mine. Îmi țin eu la tine, nu mai ține nimeni. Știi că ții la tine, cum țin eu la mine. Nu mai ține nimeni, nu mai ține nimeni. Știi că țin la tine, știi că ții la mine. Îmi țin eu la tine, nu mai ține nimeni. Știi că țin la tine, știi că ții la mine. Îmi țin eu la tine, nu mai ține nimeni. Da, din cap, cap. Un nebună, da, din cap, ca un nebun, la mine vine să-ți fac piesă, vii să-ți fac piesă, la mine vine să-ți fac piesă, vii să-ți fac piesă, la mine vine să-ți fac piesă, vii să-ți fac piesă, la mine vine să-ți fac piesă, vii să-ți fac piesă, la mine vine să-ți fac piesă, vii să-ți fac piesă. La mine vine să-ți fac piesă, vii să-ți fac piesă. La mine vine să-ți fac piesă, vii să-ți fac piesă. La mine vine să-ți fac piesă. Știi că ții la mine cum țin eu la tine, de-aia ne merge bine. De-aia da din cap când auzi pe beat acum cum cad mâncat. Știi că țin la mine, eu când țin la tine toate merg mai bine. Știi că țin la tine, știi că țin la mine toate ne merg bine și da, din cap, cap. Să-ți fac piesă, un nebună. Să-ți fac piesă. Da, din cap, să-ți fac piesă, ca un nebun, Ascult-o pe asta când vin și când dau, ascult-o pe asta când vin și când dau, ascult-o pe asta când vin și când dau, mă repete ca te bate, ba. Ascult-o pe asta când vin și când dau, ascult-o pe asta când vin și când dau, ascult-o pe asta când vin și când dau. Ascult-o pe asta când vin când fac, ascult-o pe asta când vin când fac, ascult-o pe asta când vin când fac, ascult-o pe ceva.
Oh, all right, Spasmo. That was sick, dude. So, yeah, love the vocal performance, love kind of the dark, scary vibe. Couple things I noticed in the mix. I don't know exactly what mic you recorded on, but it sounded like too much of the low frequencies of your voice have been cut out. It just sounded a little thin to me. So I would be really careful with the EQ in that situation and just making sure that you're kind of finding the sweet spot between cutting out the low frequency rumble from your mic, from your breath, or whatever, from the pops maybe in your voice, and making sure that you kind of have that sweet spot so that you're still preserving the meat and power of your vocal performance. But it sounded good, the actual recording. The delivery was dope. I had no idea what you're saying, but it sounded badass. As far as the beat goes, also very solid. One thing I noticed was that your sub bass was a little bit too present, and also sounded like it was sustained throughout the whole track, just a constant tone. So maybe we can vary that up a little bit. Maybe instead of using just a straight, perfectly sustained sub bass tone, you could try experimenting with an 808 to have the kind of bass be a little bit more dynamic throughout, because this is a trap beat, kind of essentially, in terms of the drums and the percussion. So I would just try to experiment with something, yeah, just something a little bit more dynamic in the bass. But other than that, solid job, brother. All right, so we only have a few minutes left. Let's go ahead and ask me anything. Yeah, just ask me any questions you want, and I'll give you 30 seconds to catch up with me. All right. So yeah, my chat is like 8 minutes late. So you guys have any questions? So I got a question from Just Dan. What is my favorite moments in my classes? Um, Honestly, it's just meeting different people around the world trying to express themselves through music. I've had some crazy ass people. I had this one dude who was a churchgoer, and he would secretly record his pastor's sermons and cut them up and put them over like DJ Shadow type beats, and wanted to learn how to do it properly in Logic. And he didn't want anyone in the church knowing that he was doing this, so he was like, yo man, you really got to keep this a secret, man. I can't have the church find out about this. And I was like, your secret's safe with me, man. um, Another question: am I going to stream more often and maybe longer? Yes. So I think the next stream, 1 hour is a bit too short. The next stream I think will be 2 hours, and we're just going to be keep doing these every Sunday at the same time. The next tutorial is going to be about compression, and it's coming out Monday or Tuesday. I think Tuesday will be when I release the video on compression. Um, all right, let's see what other questions we have here. Um, let's see. Where is Uncle Joe? No idea. I think he just went out to go get some cigarettes. Um, what are some of my goals as a musician? My next goal is to be able to tour, um, and hopefully that will happen. Actually, it will definitely happen next year. I'm currently planning on putting an itinerary together, which is why I asked you guys where you were at so I can plan the tour around what cities you're in. So right now I'm in the process of compiling that list, and I'll be reaching out to promoters, venue owners, all that very soon. So if you know anybody, if you know any promoters, just hit my email at djunderbelly@gmail.com, and hopefully we can book something. Um, any dream synths or hardware? None. I don't really give a shit about hardware or synths. Do I have any good resources for sound resources? Splice is a great resource. Um, and when I sampled from vinyl, I usually went on this site called the Vinyl Frontier. It's a blogspot site, has great vinyl rips, awesome, really rare records. Can I give a tutorial at scratching? I'm not a very good scratcher. If you want a, scratch tutorial, I would highly recommend you check out Qbert's Scratch Academy. He is very talented at what he does. Is there a way to learn piano on your own? I would not recommend it. I would recommend getting a teacher, because there's a lot of physical technique, just the way you relax weight and let weight down into the keys, that is very, very helpful with a teacher because piano is hard as fuck. How to make 808s? I don't know how to make 808s. I just use 808 samples. Um, will I leave the States while touring? Probably not. I'm probably just gonna stick to the West Coast right now. All right, guys. So I'm about out of time. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I'm sorry if I couldn't get to your tracks. Really appreciate you guys being here. Uncle Joe does too. I'll be doing another live stream next Sunday, hopefully for 2 hours instead of one. And then I'll be releasing a compression video tutorial on Tuesday. If you wanted to sign up for some private lessons with your boy, please go ahead and just hit the link in the live stream video description, and we can schedule something for as soon as next week. All right, guys, take care. Love y'all. Peace. It was a pleasure.